Okay, look what arrived today. Sometimes we get to do something a little fun and different. This is inspired by my, at this moment, upcoming video on MirrorMask. Maybe it'll already be on the channel by the time this gets on the channel. But I saw this online and I couldn't resist because I'm really fascinated by this movie right now. And this was dirt cheap. I couldn't believe how cheap this was. I don't know, maybe it's worth it, maybe it's not. But yeah, MirrorMask. This is like a hardcover. You see the fish motif. This is a hardcover. Get rid of this. I got this at Thrift Books online. I got it on eBay, so whoever was selling it on eBay, I'm not even sure. But it's a hardcover edition of the illustrated film script of the motion picture MirrorMask from the Jim Henson Company, and very cool with all the illustrations. And I'll do some insert shots of this. I have one camera. I own one good camera, so I'm going to shoot this out of sequence. But all kinds of illustrated. It's an illustrated screenplay with storyboards. Fascinating. But to make a movie like this, you kind of have to be, have a lot of planning because it takes a long time to do visual effects on a small budget. And there's some stills from the actual film. And so I just saw that. I mean, this was like $8 because, you know, nobody's heard of the movie, I guess, or very few people. And there's a more flashy, more modern version of this that is more, you know, geared towards people who know the film or just, you know, like the idea of the visual effects film. And yeah, so anyway, I am going to enjoy this. Watch our video on MirrorMask. Watch our, like we have a big team. Watch my video on MirrorMask and watch MirrorMask if you can find it. Right now, I found it it's on YouTube. I think it was on YouTube for free. Maybe I rented it for $3 or something. But yeah, it used to be impossible to find, I understand, and a lot of people were, you know, unhappy about that. But now you can find it on YouTube, and I think it's on Apple also, Apple TV. So yeah, I just thought I'd share this kind of cool find that I got from MirrorMask. Check it out. Check out our video. Okay, and then this arrived. This is our next movie, maybe. Secret of Roan Inish. 10-year-old Fiona is sent to live with her grandparents in a small fishing village in Donegal, Ireland. She soon learns the local legend that an ancestor of hers married a selkie, a seal who can turn into a human. If you remember that word, selkie, from Song of the Sea, which was the cartoon saloon movie that we did a long time ago now. Legend of the Selkies in Ireland is a thing. This is by John Sayles. John Sayles he's the guy who did Return of the Secaucus 7. He was an independent, he was one of those early wave independent film people in the 80s. He was before, you know, Spike Lee and those guys. Enough so that, I mean, I was in high school when I started hearing about John Sayles, and our film instructor, I was lucky enough to have in high school, was sort of talking about John Sayles as a local filmmaker or regional filmmaker, because in the 80s, you know, if you were within 500 miles of someone who'd made a movie outside of Hollywood, it was a source of regional pride. It was a story. It was a thing. You know, now I can't walk to get, you know, my mail out front without tripping over a filmmaker or two. I'm being silly, of course, but that's the way it was. And that was that wave of people who, when Ebert and Siskel reviewed Return of the Secaucus 7, it was weird. It was a thing. And it made you, as a young person, seriously consider independent film as a noble profession. So John Sayles, and of course John Sayles I don't think was from New Jersey, but Secaucus is in New Jersey, at least the Secaucus that I know is in New Jersey, and I have actually never seen Return of the Secaucus 7 because when I was in high school I had no interest in it because it sounded like a grown-up thing. So I should probably watch some of John Sayles, but I think he's from Pennsylvania, not from New Jersey. But anyway, he made this after his breakout hit, independent breakout hit, Return of the Secaucus 7, and I was interested to finally see this because it seems like it might fit into Daddy-Daughter Movie Night, in some way. So we'll check this out and we'll get back to you. All right, that's my little aside video for today. Please like and subscribe. Always, please go to Patreon and become a member at Patreon. You've probably seen all over YouTube that the program where you get paid, get ad revenue for your videos, people seem to think that if you are monetized on YouTube, you're making a lot of money, and you're not. Making pennies, literally pennies. So they just made it even harder to make those pennies. So I don't know what the future of monetization on the channel is. If you want to support the channel, I would say don't even become a member on YouTube. Go over to Patreon and become a member over there, please. Because we might go to a model where I'm hosting my videos on YouTube as unlisted videos and only seeing them on Patreon because it's getting that bad. It's getting that bad. So we got to find a way to skirt the system or take advantage of, what's available. I don't know if it'll ever get to that. And, the money that you make here is not that meaningful anyway, but it would be nice if it were self-supporting. So I would just say if you're thinking of becoming a member or a supporter of this channel, do it on Patreon for now. I'd love that. So head on over there. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.